Aloha class, my name is Jared Kinoshita, and I'll be presenting an intervention regarding tobacco and nicotine use by college students on the University of Hawaii Hilo campus. There are many different forms of consumption for tobacco and nicotine products. Chewing tobacco, cigarettes, cigars, hookah tobacco, and electronic cigarettes are just to name a few. The more popular forms are chewing tobacco, cigarettes, and electronic cigarettes. Chewing tobacco is fairly easy to conceal and not very noticeable. Cigarettes are one of the most popular forms of tobacco and nicotine. And different forms of electronic cigarettes are very popular as well, such as Juuls and vaping. This school year is the first year all universities of Hawaii campuses and properties are tobacco-free. There have been many universities that have passed this law to provide a healthy environment for all students, faculty, and staff. So studies show that a tobacco-free campus is effective in reducing smoking and tobacco use among college students who are at risk for initiating social smoking practices that may lead to regular smoking. Prohibitions have been effective in reducing both smoking, prevalence, and exposure to secondhand smoke, thereby increasing smoke-free social norms. Despite these laws, there are still many people using tobacco products on campus, and there have not been any significant repercussions for so. Over 20 million Americans have died because of smoking, and this includes about 2.5 million Americans who died from secondhand smoke exposure. Tobacco use is a very prevalent problem among adults, and it's estimated that 36.5 million adult Americans currently smoke cigarettes. Here are some ways tobacco and nicotine products can affect the body. Some issues that can cause from nicotine and tobacco are lung cancer, losing and rotting teeth, gum disease, increased coronary heart disease, an increase in probability of having a stroke, and an increased chance of men and women developing lung cancer. My intervention that I designed is a cessation program. There will be a meeting held every Monday for 2 months that the program will be held. The meeting will start with educating everybody in attendance and the dangers of using tobacco and nicotine, followed by factual evidence that will prove what will be talked about and what the speakers will be presenting. The meetings will start with educating everybody in attendance and the dangers of using tobacco and nicotine, followed with factual evidence. There will be a special speaker at every meeting. The speakers will be health specialists, ex-tobacco and nicotine users, along with other people in the community that would like to take their time out of their day to speak and educate anybody that's interested. The speakers will discuss the topics and what they would like to cover and what they think students need to know about tobacco and nicotine. The dangers along with ways to quit and helpful information on what can be done to help them quit will be discussed. Speakers will also talk about the negative effects of nicotine and tobacco, along with reinforcement ways to quit, and helpful information on how to not start using nicotine and tobacco products. There will also be time set aside for every meeting for a Q&A for everybody in attendance to ask the special speakers anything like they would like to, whether it's regarding ways to quit, ways they can reach out to other people for help, anything that they would like to do to stop using nicotine and tobacco products, or any ways they're interested. So the intervention will be advised by students and teachers will be sent emails. And also social media is such a huge part of college students nowadays. And there will be notifications sent through Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and also the UHELO app that there will be meetings held every week on Mondays. There will be flyers made that will be spread around the entire campus, and they can sign up at a table during the week on the library lanai. With the use of these forms of interventions, with students participating and informing other students on the cessation program, they can promote social influence and conformity to change their attitudes to conform with the other students and also participate with the cessation program. Social approval is something that many college students look for, and how many college students that use tobacco and nicotine that can influence other students to do it as well. High self-monitors are the kinds of students that are susceptible to being influenced by their surroundings to participate with their friends. and to be approved by their peers. The students that go through this intervention will not only acquire the knowledge and hopefully influence from their peers at their health benefits, but also redefine the social norms on campus. The evaluation of the success of this intervention. There will be a pre-test and post-test done before and after the start of the intervention and the end of the intervention, and this test will have basic knowledge that will be discussed during the meetings from the speakers. To measure the number of media campaigns, a checklist will be kept starting with the baseline of how much media campaigns are currently taking place on campus compared to how much will be posted by the end of the program. This outcome evaluation will have the following indicators: increase in knowledge, number of media campaigns, and change in behavior. There will also be a hotline available, and the amount of calls will be tallied up from the beginning of the intervention to the end of the intervention to see how many people have called to reach out. So this is a major problem on campus, and despite these laws, there are still many people using tobacco products on campus, and there are many people that are uneducated on the topic of tobacco and nicotine and what the damages are from. So my goal of this intervention is to not only educate, but to hopefully stop people from using tobacco products if they're already currently using, or they have not, and they're interested because of their friends. Thank you for watching my presentation, and this is the intervention for tobacco and nicotine usage for the University of Hawaii Hilo.